Yeah. So what actually we are trying to say here now, because we got the hard copy in front of us, will be more wiseful for us to start working the hard copy while they're trying to get the link up running. So I'll maybe ask the Deputy PS if you can just go through with the hard copy in front of us, like question by question, just a brief, so that we'll be able to supplement our question. We'll intervene as you move along. Is that good enough for us, honorable members? Welcome to do so.
Honorable Chair, on question 1 is in regards to the revenue earned by the ministry from 22-23 and how it impacted development for the iTaukei community. Very briefly, we have two streams of revenues. One is the VKB registration, and second to that is the board fee. However, the revenue is not sufficient to directly impact development of iTaukei communities, which means to say that the ministry relying on the normal annual budget, which was, I think, in 22-23 was 15-point-something million. In that 15-point-something million, there are capital projects which assist the communities to empower them on economic empowerment, social development, and other development that is aligned to the resource, to development of their resources. So that is very briefly on question 1, sir.
I may intervene for question 1. While talking about your budget, are there any trend from the last years, apart from 22-23, the allocation of your budget? Because when you talk about, we have a budget constraint moving forward. If we can be provided after this meeting to get the trend backward and forward, so that we may be able for the committee to look at the trend and the justification of our budget in terms of your major projects. We'll need that clarity as we move along, so that it'll give us an insight. Because once we have the budget and the justification, from there the committee can recommend to help you out in terms of your development. Because when we give you this much, the government needs to justify what has happened to that sum of money. There's a lot of happening in other institutions, and I believe the committee has learned a lot from those. So that will give us an outreach decision-making to Parliament. When we table this report, they really need, because when we talk about the project, it's been happening for quite, in terms of trends and analysis, that will give us the way moving forward. Honourable members, any other supplementary question on that? We talk about their budget, that was on question 1.
Yeah, apart from budget, I think what we discussed, Chair, last time was on the registration, VKB registration, and there was a suggestion that you should also carry out this registration in other countries. I mean, how far can you just update on that from the last meeting that we had?
Yeah, Chair, if I may answer to that, and maybe I'll request acting Chair for TLFC to further deliberate on that. On our diaspora, I think you'll be aware that we just returned from UK in May. It's quite a very significant achievement in doing registration for our diaspora, which they are into their 3rd generation in the UK. 1,000 plus, if I may round up the numbers. Recently, we just back from Australia during the Fiji Day celebration, quite a significant numbers as well. Meaning to say that people are moving overseas, our diasporas are there, and there's a need for us to do that. Very much, yes. We are working towards that, and there are other plans in the future for us to do registration of our Volunteer with our diaspora overseas.
Honourable members?
Yeah, through you, Honourable Chair. So those who are being registered in the VKB, do they have to pay a fee?
Chair, through you, Honourable Member, the registration into the Volunteer is free of charge.
You mentioned your VKB registration and board fees in your presentation. That's why I'm raising this.
Through you, Chair, what has been stated in the submission, in fact, refers to the payment of VKB certificates as a proof that one has been recorded in the iTaukei landowners register, which is 60 cents per copy, and also the VKB copies for issue. but the actual registration for an iTaukei is the birth certificate and just the filling of a couple of forms before you are entered into the Bali Kambola. So basically,
There is no fees.
no fees, except for VKB certificate and the VKB copies if you want to